Hi all, welcome back to the Sunshine City Show. Throughout all my videos you'll see doom and gloom, but at the end of the day, Trump could save the world. And right now we have in Australia a guy called Mr. Musclemane. Now on 60 Minutes they had a documentary on it, and his home was raided. The guy is a Labor MP representing New South Wales for Australia, and he's been promoting Australia every which way he can. They've had reasons that this guy is a spy for China, not just a spy. What do they call it? Dirty politics, promoting China every which way he can, and Labor. So they raided his home, and he's been taken away by investigators. Had enough evidence to take him away, and checking his phones, computers, everything else, and his car and where he's been. And the guy is just plain dirty. Already in 60 Minutes they discovered these specific nations were receiving $1 million. The officials on these islands who have their own little governments and everything else, well, they're meant to come under the Australia and New Zealand governance. But China have kind of like taken over that and have just bribed all the politicians to let them come take their raw resources for next to nothing. And so these guys are getting paid $1 million each to look the other way. And, China are being real naughty in this one. And New Zealand, we wouldn't attack China that way, but we did stop them buying New Zealand farms, because they're just buying up farms and shooting off that raw product straight to China. And we were all missing out on the processing and New Zealand jobs. And that's definitely a problem in New Zealand right now. We have companies being greedy. They don't pay travel anymore to travel out to do these extra work. They just want to exploit the foreign workers now in these countries, and that's probably why George Soros was funding immigrants, United Nations funding immigrants, because they want to destroy the West, destroy the way we think, and bring in foreigners. So that normally when a foreigner, they would think, well, we're going to go to this country and have a good life, but what they're being used to bring down wages, bring down conditions. So a lot of the stuff was just goodwill, where companies paid you for travel. But now with the foreigners, they will think, well, we got these people here, they're willing to travel for next to nothing and use wear and tear in their car and petrol and everything else, and make a few dollars, and minus the petrol. And this is what's going on in this country. So America, Australia will be very dependent on America's. New Zealand's pretty much a straight loss, socialist country really, under Ardern. Even with her goodwill and everything else. So Australia is really relying on Trump to get in 2020. And that's going to be a bit of a problem, because the Democrats are doing every which way they can to stop him. And Black Lives Matter going on, and they reckon that Obama could be being arrested. This is what I've been told, that Obama's being arrested, and so that Black Lives Matter started over a criminal who was definitely being, well, we don't know if that was definitely being killed, because him and the guy that killed him knew each other and worked in a security company together, and a few months before that, and somehow a police officer security. So this sounds like undercover police deliberately starting out Black Lives Matter, starting up the movement to save Obama, doing what they can to save Obama. So it's New World Order doing its dirtiest that it can. Then you've got dirty politicians in Australia, and so they've got proof. They raided the guy's home. Musclemane was the guy, Mr. Musclemane, and he's been taken away by investigators. His home's been investigated, his computers and car, and this is definitely a step up with Australia hating China, because the relationship between Australia and China has been getting a lot worse over a period of time, and they really need Trump and the Republicans to win 2020, because if the New World New World Order gets in, China's in complete control, and they're going to come down on Australia like a ton of bricks, And I'm a New Zealander, and I just don't want Australians to be picked on like that. They're our brothers in arms. They're across the ditch. New Zealanders might complain about Australians, but we do actually deep down love them. Um, Please subscribe, ring the bell, everybody, and let's hope with that 60 minutes that it reveals a few things. It's hard, do a video, you can't comment under it, but then you get a lot of white knight clowns under there, Antifa type clowns, so I can't blame them for blocking the comments. Thank you all, and God bless.